We're also working to learn what caused a deadly crash into a Greenwood pond. The Indianapolis Fire Department posted photos of the rescue attempt on social media. All of this happening around 4 this afternoon off Worthsville Road. IFD divers helped search the water and pulled the SUV out of the pond. The only person in the car was taken to St. Francis Hospital, where the driver died. We're told tonight that a firefighter and police officer suffered minor injuries responding to the scene, but we're told tonight both of them are expected to be okay. Tonight, Indiana Governor Mike Braun is confirming a visit plan this week from Vice President J.D. Vance. Some of the big topics up for discussion are redistricting and immigration enforcement. All of this comes just days after the governor announced new agreements between state agencies and ICE to increase detainment efforts. Our Emily Longnecker joins us from the State House tonight to explain.
Well, we know that ICE detainees are set to be housed at Camp Atterbury. What we don't know is when that will start. Governor Braun saying today there is no fixed timeline for them to arrive. Meantime, several immigrant rights organizations have started a petition against it. A petition with thousands of signatures across over 30 counties in Indiana in just a few days. So far, that's the response from some Hoosiers to ICE using Camp Atterbury to hold detainees.
People from over 34 counties, which is about a third of the state, signing on is a clear indication that people don't want this in Indiana.
Carla Lopez-Owens is the president of Indiana Latino Democratic Caucus and helps spearhead the petition.
The vast majority of people who are being swept up in these raids don't have a criminal history.
According to the Deportation Data Project, ICE arrest numbers in Indiana increased 80% this year compared to 2024. That same data showed that of the 300 arrests made here in June, 55 of those arrested had no criminal charges or convictions.
I think it's going to have to boil down to, as you do this, find out how you don't have that kind of collateral damage.
Governor Mike Braun recently announced state agencies like Indiana State Police, DHS, and the Indiana Department of Corrections will be working more closely with ICE.
As we're housing detainees that have broken the law after they entered illegally, we're going to cooperate with the federal government.
But Lopez-Owens says people who support these agreements with ICE are underestimating the consequences of them.
Not only are these agreements they're going to have devastating effects on human rights, on constitutional rights. It's also going to have devastating effects for the culture here in Indiana, for the economy.
Not to mention, she says, the impact on people and families.
It's open season on immigrants.
And Democratic Congressman Andre Carson also weighing in on Camp Atterbury. In June, he sent a letter to the Department of Homeland Security with several questions about Camp Atterbury being used to house ICE detainees. He told 13 News today he expects to get an updated report from DHS later this week. At the Indiana State House, Emily Longnecker, 13 News.
Tonight, a national campaign that promotes relationships between neighbors and police just wrapped up here in Marion County. Our Alex Almanza was in the Mapleton Fall Creek neighborhood tonight, where people tell him more events like these need to be done.
Across Marion County, there's the smell of food and the sounds of music, fun, and games. But there's also some serious conversation to be had.
There's a human being behind every one of these badges. There's a heart to serve something bigger than themselves. They choose to do this job. Sometimes that means them losing their lives.
In a nationwide effort to bond closer with communities, National Night Out helps people understand the people behind the badge. For police, hearing that support makes it more impactful.
And what we hear time and time again is that they support us, they support what we're doing, and they support our officers.
Police say events like this are important now more than ever. Just ask people who live in these neighborhoods.
It's always easy to point out negatives, but if we look at what's happening on a day-to-day basis and the great things that our law enforcement are doing, it's important that we make sure that we showcase that.
But what else can National Night Out do for the neighborhood?
To keep the kids off the streets, to give them some possibility.
People who have lived here for decades say the city is at a crossroads following a summer of violence involving young Hoosiers.
A lot of the elders, they just go in the house and shut their door and don't want to get involved, but we got to build their courage up. Indianapolis, Indiana going to continue to be the same. Chaos like an OK Corral.
But as summer starts to wind down, Tony says that he hopes initiatives like this continue year-round. In Indianapolis, Alex Almanza, 13 News.
Tonight at 11, we're getting a look at the new police headquarters in Martinsville. This new facility is next to the fire department. Chief Rick Lang told us it's going to make it easier for people to find and get the help that they need. Their old space was tucked away in City Hall. Now they've got a home to call their own for a city that is growing. Chief Lang says it'll also help recruit new officers and keep them around.
Our front door is always unlocked. This facility here lets people know where to go to find the police and find the firefighters. We're here side by side, and I just think that's great for the city.
The big dedication coinciding with National Night Out, the department hosting an event with officer meet and greets, food, and games. Well, tonight there's a new policy for unaccompanied minors out at the Indiana State Fair. It's all aimed at keeping young people safe, and it just took effect. Tonight, our Brandon Schaff is breaking down what's different and what triggered that decision.
Tens of thousands of Hoosiers made their way here to the fairgrounds in the opening weekend for the Indiana State Fair, walking up and down the fairgrounds, enjoying everything that they have to offer. And now, with updates to their minor policy, they're trying to make sure that safety is always at the forefront. After 6 p.m. Tuesday through Thursday and 4 p.m. Friday through Sunday, fairgoers under 18 years old must be with a parent, legal guardian, or chaperone that's at least 25 years old to enter. Bethany and Joshua Persons live in Indianapolis and brought 4 kids with them to the state fair on Tuesday. Bethany said that she had mixed feelings since kids should have a certain level of independence, but recognizes the importance of supervision at the fairgrounds.
I understand there's a lot of people running around, and the employees and the volunteers don't want to be responsible for other people's kids, and I'm sure things get more rowdy as the day goes on.
Joshua said parents should be involved regarding where and what their kids are doing.
The problem that we've seen downtown, for example, with unaccompanied minors causing problems unsupervised. Hopefully that doesn't happen here, and I understand that this is a step to try to prevent that happening.
The updated minor policy also includes a limit of up to 4 kids per adult chaperone. That number used to be 6 kids, and the minimum chaperone age was 21 years old. Ann Welcho with the Indiana State Fair explained why they made the changes.
We want to make sure that Hoosiers feel safe when they're at their fair. So by having these measures in place, it really ensures that the parents can stay with the kids and that everybody can have a great time.
Bethany said their kids love doing various activities and creating memories at the state fair. She added that it's exciting that this can become a tradition passed on to them.
The thought of our kids staying here and putting down roots and having things like this to really have pride in the state is a nice thing to look forward to.
This is the 168th Indiana State Fair. Welchel said that it's rooted in family and agriculture. There was plenty of that on display at the fairgrounds on Tuesday. Brandon Schaff, 13 News.